بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والنازعات غرقا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا والسابقات سبقا والمدبرات أمرا يوم ترجف الرادفة تتبعها الرادفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة أبصارها خاشعة يقولون إنا لمردودون في الحافرة إذا كنا عذابا نخرا قالوا تلك إذا كرة خاسرة فإذا هي سدة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة هل أتاك حديث موسى إذ ناداه ربه في الوادي المقدس طوى اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى وأهديك إلى ربك فتخشى وأراه الآية الكبرى فكذب وعصى ثم أدبر يسعى فحشر فنادى فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها رفع سمكها فسواها واختصر ليلها وأخرج ضحاها والأرض بعد ذلك دحاها أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها والجبال أرساها متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى ويتجنبها الأشقى لمن يرى فأما من لقى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجنة هي المأوى وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي فيوم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome again to Assalam Foundation Majlis. My name is Muhammad Adam Ali. For those of you that don't know me, I was here on the first night. I'm actually not from Assalam. I'm from a separate organization called SEMA, Student Iraqi Medical Association. So inshallah today we're here to try and help raise awareness about various health issues. First day we talked about anorexia and depression. Second day we had a different speaker with Hassan Calvin, spoke about obesity. And today inshallah we're going to have a related topic. It's not exactly the same, but related, and we're going to be speaking about eating disorders. Okay? So with eating disorders, I'm going to mention three. They're not the only ones, obviously there are a variety, and they can affect any of us at any time. We hear a lot in the media about eating disorders. We hear a lot, oh, there's anorexia as a problem, bulimia, whatever it might be. But they're not actually discussed, and especially in communities like ours, mashallah. We have some faults, sometimes we don't discuss issues which really need to be discussed. And this is one health issue in particular which people find very difficult to talk about. Now, I don't know about all of you, but I know people in the elder generation. Some of them might say, oh, what's an eating disorder? It doesn't exist. It's all made up. I didn't have this when I was a kid. That's probably true. That is probably true. For the elder generations, when they were younger, they probably haven't seen things like this, like eating disorders. It has been on the rise sort of in the past 30 years, so it's becoming more of a problem now. And it's all around us. So we don't realize, but it may be affecting any one of our brothers and sisters in our community. And we obviously have to know about it so we can help other people, inshallah. Just a word on the gender split. If I say eating disorders, people straight away think girls. They think they need to be skinny. And yeah, it's more reported in females, that's true. It does affect females more, but it is on the rise in males. So people should not think that it's only gonna affect one gender or one portion of society. It can affect any of us. So let's talk about the first one. The first one that I'm going to discuss is anorexia bulimia. Sorry, anorexia. Bulimia is a separate one. Anorexia is when people are underweight. Okay? So that is, you can assess whether or not you're underweight by checking your BMI. I advise you all to go check your BMI. You can do that online. You can just go on Google and search BMI calculator or something like that. You'll be able to work out your BMI, which is a measure of your weight against your height. Okay. And some of the traits of someone who has anorexia, they often tend to be perfectionists. So someone who tries to get everything completely right in their life. And they have a great sense of control in their life. So they try and control everything. They control their routine. But one of the things which is easy to control is your diet. So it's manifested in them controlling what they eat very carefully. And it tends to manifest itself as restrictive eating patterns. So they stop themselves from eating a lot of different things. Sometimes they'll stop themselves from eating at all. And it's also associated with excessive purging activity. So for example, they'll wake up in the morning and go for a 4-hour run. As in, most people won't do that. They'll go to the gym for hours on end. Again, most people won't do that. But for people who might have anorexia, this is a kind of behavior that sometimes they will hide. They won't show it to everyone, but it is a behavior that will affect them. It's typical if you have a conversation with someone who's anorexic. As we said, it's associated with someone who's underweight. So they are not going to be fat, they're going to be underweight. But if you speak to them, they'll speak as though they think they're fat. They'll say, oh, I'm fat, I need to lose weight. And it's associated with dysmorphia. So when they look in the mirror, they see someone who's fat. They actually think that they are fat, but they are underweight. That is a requirement of someone who is anorexic. They are actually underweight. So it's this kind of morph kind of thinking. But obviously, it's not, as in it's a problem that we have to address, and there are various reasons why it could arise, and I'll speak about it later. We'll move on to the next condition, which is bulimia. Bulimia is very different. Because with anorexia, you will tend to have people who don't actually know they have a problem. They think that it's normal what they're doing, they think that everyone has this kind of behavior, and they'll tend to hide it, they'll tend to deny the fact that they have any problem. But with someone with bulimia, it's quite obvious, and they do know they have a problem. Okay? They tend to be normal, or maybe slightly overweight, and what happens is, some of the behavior, by the way, for someone with bulimia might overlap for someone who has anorexia. There might be an overlap in terms of the types of traits they exhibit. But it's more binging and then purging. Okay? So they'll binge they feel like they have no control of what they're doing. They'll eat a lot, so typically like 2,000 to 4,000 calories in a session. They can eat that much. And then to compensate for the fact that they feel like they've eaten too much, they will purge. So they'll go to the gym, like we said, for hours on end. Or they'll go for a run, hours on end. Or more commonly associated with bulimia, they'll go to the toilet, stick their fingers in their throat and induce vomiting. So obviously it's quite a sensitive issue, and they will tend to hide that. It's very personal. But we have to be looking out for these types of symptoms to help people who might need help. And obviously if you're inducing your own vomiting to kind of vomit up your own meals, then there's a lot of guilt there. So it's associated greatly with guilt. That's the second condition. Move on to the third and final condition, which is binge eating. Binge eating is similar to bulimia because they binge eat. They feel like they have no control over what they're doing. They eat excessively. The difference is there's no purging. It's just eating. So there's no feeling like, oh, I have to compensate by, for example, going to the gym. I have to compensate by vomiting. So they'll simply just keep eating. And obviously, these have a variety of causes. So those are just a brief overview of the three conditions. But to conclude, it's important to realize that they are all multifactorial. So if someone has one of these conditions, they're not crazy, they're not weird, they're not insane. There's a variety of reasons which might have led to them having that condition. If I give some examples, biological reasons. So for example, it might actually be the way your body is programmed. You might genetically have inherited some sort of factors which sort of lean you in one direction towards one type of behavior, especially in eating. Could be social reasons, for example, pressure from your society to look a certain way. For example, to look thin or to look muscly or whatever it is. Obviously thin is the key example, but you know, that could be another reason. Another reason could be your family. So say, for example, if you have someone in your family who always criticizes the way you look, they say you always need to, or you need to lose weight, or maybe you need to gain weight. Obviously these kinds of things can push people to exhibit these kinds of abnormal behaviors. And the key point from today is just to increase our awareness and understanding of these conditions. Awareness in the sense that they really might affect any one of us here today. So we shouldn't think that they're just random diseases that don't affect anyone. And understanding, because if you find out that someone has this disease, it shouldn't change your opinion of them. You shouldn't think they're some crazy person or they're weird. It's a condition that can affect any of us. but they need help. So obviously we all look at ourselves first, see if we have the symptoms. For the vast majority of us, we won't have the symptoms. We'll just think, oh, this is not a problem for me. I would urge you all, if you know anyone who you think does display these symptoms, please talk to them and encourage them to try and speak to their GP. Because I promise you, you can make a huge difference to someone's life. You really can. If they've got a certain type of behavior, which they want to change, but they don't know how to, please talk to them, encourage them to go see their GP or someone else, because their GP has a variety of ways to help them. Holistic care. So your GP can get in contact, for example, with a counsellor, with a dietitian, with a support group, for other people that are going through the same thing that you're going through, or maybe even treatment. So for example, various different types of drugs. That's all I have to say. So inshallah, if we can all look out for other people and try and raise awareness of these issues. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll be talking about cancer. Okay? And that won't be وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين.
صل على محمد وآل محمد. A man is confused and turning this way and that. A man is confused and turning this way and that. He finds himself behind but wants to be ahead. He finds himself behind but wants to be ahead. Speech and grammar jumbles in his mind. He's confused. He's confused what he wants to say with the aforesaid. He remembers something. He remembers something that makes messes aligned. He remembers something that makes messes aligned. A phrase always uttered, a sentence always read, a phrase always uttered, a sentence always read, till he recalls the cure of the distracted mind. Till he recalls the cure of the distracted mind, which is sending blessings on Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Brothers, sisters, scholars, assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'll be talking about Fatima and Alila, alayhi salam, which for most of us, or some of us, today is the night that we mourn Fatima and Alila. Fatima and Alila, for those who don't know, she was one of the daughters of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and when he took all his children and all his women to the city of Karbala, he left her behind. Some say because she was sick, others say because she reminded him too much of his mother, Fatima Zahra, salam alayha. Fatima Alila, she tells Imam Hussein, she says, before the world takes my soul, just one time, oh my father, please come to me. Before the world takes my soul, just one time, please come to me before I fade into my death. In my dreams, please visit me. In my dreams, please visit me. Don't let me cry before I die. I have aged yet so terribly, without my father by my side. I was raised but in a shadow. I slept in all the tears I cried. My days were without end or hope. My days were without end or hope. Only in nights did I abide, for it would reflect my sorrow. Even my tears, they had no guide. I have aged yet so terribly, without my father by my side. I was raised but in a shadow. I slept in all the tears I cried. My days were without end or hope. Only in nights did I abide, for it would reflect my sorrow. Even my tears, they had no guide. Who would come and take my hand and show the whole world to me? A father comforts his child, but the night comforted me. So tell me why, before I die. I watched you leave our humble home, and by our door waiting I stood. I watched you leave our humble home, and by our door waiting I stood. But no one came back to raise me. No one came back to raise me, and my heart, it never understood. Did you think I would cause you trouble? Oh Father, did you think I would cause you trouble? Oh Father, by God I couldn't. I was raised as my mother taught. Every morning kiss you I would. We'd place your prayer mat by you. Every morning I'd come to you. In my nights you'd come to me, and the last thing I'd see is you. Love can't deny before I die. Every night when lonely I slept, in my dreams I'd see your face. Every night when Nouri I'd slept, in my dreams I'd see your face. I'd ask you in this dream, Father, please come back. I'd ask you, Father, please come back. By your daughter's side is your place. Once lived by me, pride and honor. Once lived by me, pride and honor. Now sorrow becomes my disgrace when the whole world has its eyes on me. The daughter of Hussein, when the whole world has its eyes on me, and with doubt my whole heart is laced. Sorrow became my old friend. It replaced you, O Father. And now when I meet my end, sorrow shall be my grave digger. And would I lie before I die? When the world had its grip on me, I did not know to who I'd turn. When the world had its grip on me, I did not know to who I'd turn. In every path this life took me, still for my Father I'd yearn. I gave men's tears a new meaning. I gave men's tears a new meaning. From my own tears, sorrow would learn. I was surrounded by my doubt. I was surrounded by my doubt. I slept on worry and concern. I slept hoping, O Father, that soon you'd return to me. Like the rib of your mother, a broken heart sat within me. Patience is shy before I die. O Father, let me hear your name. Bless me the sight of your beauty. O Father, let me hear your name. Bless me the sight of your beauty. My mind, so young, it sits confused, and I've grown in all my worry. Let my own speech caress your speech. Let my words tell you I'm sorry. Sorry for whatever made you leave me to mourn your tragedy. Oh Father, let me hear your name. Bless me the sight of your beauty. My mind so young, it sits confused, and I've grown in all my worry. Let my own speech caress your speech. Let my words tell your heart that I'm sorry. Sorry for whatever made you leave me here to mourn your tragedy. Was it Fatima to Zahra you remembered when your eyes gazed? Was it Fatima to Zahra you remembered when your eyes gazed? In the eyes of your daughter, I apologize for my ways. To speak I try before I die. As death knocks upon my door, I tell it, wait for my father. As death knocks upon my door, I tell it, wait for my father, for to me, still he must return. On him I will give up. Never, oh death, don't take me nor taunt me. Oh death, don't take me nor taunt me. Do not tell me of Karbala, for in my mind Hussein still walks, and he's still searching for his daughter. In my mind Hussein's asking, where is the heart of my eyes? As death knocks upon my door, I tell it, wait for my father, for to me still he must return. On him I will give up. Never, oh death, don't take me nor taunt me. Oh death, don't take me nor taunt me. Do not tell me of Karbala, for in my mind Hussein still walks, and he's still searching for his daughter. In my mind Hussein's asking, where is the heart of my eyes? And so for years I'm waiting, delay for me my demise. Let my love rise before I die. Salli ala Muhammadin wa just for all those interested, there's an album out, a mixture of spoken word, poetry, and naqliyat. It's between myself and Mullah Fadhil. If you would like this album, please do speak to organizers, and they'll be sure to help you out, inshallah. Thank you very much. Salli ala Muhammadin wa
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Just a couple of announcements. Can you please, on your way out, put the plastic bags where you got them from, because there's been a lot of littering around the building. And also, please leave quietly on your way out from here. Also, I was requested by SEMA, the SEMA group, for you to pick up leaflets for those who are interested. There's some leaflets down there, and there will be some on the table downstairs. And also pick up leaflets from Sister Ilham on the girls' side. And there are also mailing list forms on either side. Please fill them out for those who want to be on the mailing list. so that you can receive the latest updates and news and events from Alsalam Foundation. And lastly, can I please request all the brothers and sisters to do qiyam so that we can have as much space as possible for those who are entering, for the sisters to move forward, and the brothers please move backwards so that the other brothers that are standing at the entrance can enter. Brothers, just move forward please. Rahmallah man dhakara ta'ama min ali Muhammad. Brothers forward. We just need to adjust the chairs and the partition between the ladies and the gents. So please, brother, just move forward a little bit so that we can move the line of chairs. Brothers, there's plenty of space on the stage. Please make use of it, especially the younger ones. Please come on the stage. طيبوا أفواهكم بذكر محمد وآل محمد.